Welcome back to another episode of The Daily Threat, your go-to source for the latest cybersecurity news and insights. Today we have some alarming stories that highlight the ongoing battle between cybercriminals and security professionals. So grab your coffee and let's dive in. Our first story comes from Security magazine, reporting on a new wave of malware hunt software. Malware hunters, both white-hat security professionals and malicious actors alike, are continuously evolving their techniques. The latest trend is the development of software specifically designed to detect and combat malware. Sounds like a win for cybersecurity, right? Well, not quite. These malware hunt tools are being weaponized by cybercriminals to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of their attacks. How do they do this? By analyzing the capabilities and methodologies of these tools, attackers can craft malware that evades detection or even exploits vulnerabilities in the very software meant to stop them. One example highlighted in the article involves the use of sandbox evasion techniques. Malware developers study how sandbox analysis tools work and then modify their code to behave benignly when executed in these environments, only revealing their malicious intent when deployed in the wild. This makes it incredibly challenging for security teams to identify and mitigate these threats before they cause harm. So, what does this mean for businesses? The risks are significant. With malware becoming more sophisticated and evasive, organizations face an uphill battle in protecting their sensitive data and systems. Traditional antivirus and endpoint protection solutions may not be enough to defend against these advanced threats. To mitigate the risks posed by these evolving malware techniques, organizations should consider implementing a multi-layered security approach. This includes regular security awareness training for employees, robust endpoint protection systems, and continuous monitoring for suspicious activity on their networks. Moving on to our next story, the Hacker News reports on the rising trend of attackers using obfuscation tools to conceal their malicious activities. Obfuscation, in the context of cybersecurity, refers to the practice of obscuring code or data to make it more difficult for security tools and analysts to detect or understand. Attackers are increasingly leveraging obfuscation tools to hide malware, command and control communications, and other malicious activities from security defenses. These tools allow them to disguise their intentions and evade detection by antivirus software, intrusion detection systems, and other security measures. One particularly concerning aspect of this trend is the use of legitimate software and services for malicious purposes. Attackers are exploiting trusted platforms, such as cloud hosting providers and collaboration tools, to host and distribute obfuscated malware. This not only makes it harder for security teams to identify malicious content, but also increases the likelihood of successful attacks. The Bleeping Computer brings us our final story, highlighting new SharePoint flaws that help hackers evade detection when stealing files. SharePoint, a widely used collaboration platform developed by Microsoft, is a prime target for attackers seeking to compromise sensitive data stored within organizations. The newly discovered vulnerabilities allow attackers to bypass security controls and gain unauthorized access to SharePoint sites and files. By exploiting these flaws, hackers can exfiltrate confidential information without raising suspicion, posing a significant risk to organizations' data security and compliance efforts. So, what can businesses do to protect themselves against these threats? First and foremost, they should ensure that their SharePoint deployments are properly configured and patched with the latest security updates. Additionally, implementing strong access controls and encryption measures can help prevent unauthorized access to sensitive data. Regular security assessments and penetration testing can also help identify and address any vulnerabilities in SharePoint and other critical systems before they can be exploited by attackers. By staying vigilant and proactive, organizations can reduce their risk exposure and better defend against evolving cybersecurity threats. That wraps up today's episode of The Daily Threat. Remember, cybersecurity is a constantly evolving field, and staying informed is key to staying secure. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for the latest news and insights on cybersecurity trends and threats. Until next time, stay safe online.